Darren Lovell, Club Secretary of Maidstone United. Obviously the news this week that the club's been put up for sale. A lot of fans are worried that the club may disappear like it did in '92. Can you reassure them?
I'd like to be able to give 100% reassurance, but obviously I'm not the person in the know to actually give that. The difference between 1992 and now these days is the information is out there. In 1992 people didn't know what was going on, there wasn't ease of information. This day and age there's this wonderful thing called the internet, and people are far more informed, and where things have come out in the open a lot more clearly, everybody knows more or less instantly about it. Basically there are people who are more aware now, and already they're alerted to try and help out, whether they're a supporter, a businessman or somebody from within the community that feels they can put something towards the club.
What can you say to supporters to try and help?
Well, obviously the first thing is, every penny at the football club counts at the moment. We know there's the credit crunch is here. Everybody's got tight pockets. I mean, all of us are. There are no sort of easy ways to raise money, but the first thing is we need people coming through the turnstile. I mean, December traditionally is a bad time for supporters, for attendances at football matches. The last Saturday before Christmas is the one that's traditionally the lowest gate of the season, so the club's got to be innovative, but it's also got to try and persuade people to carry on, not lose the faith. I mean, the only constant thing with the football club is its supporters. Players, chairmen, directors, staff all come and go. Supporters you're lumbered with for life, so Maidstone United supporters, if you're a lapsed one, please come back through the turnstile.
Obviously there was an announcement saying that the player budget will have to be cut. Do you know sort of a ballpark figure of how many players will leave? Or
there will be player departures. That is still an ongoing thing. I mean, I did a piece for the Maidstone United website on Friday of this week where I spoke to Alan Walker, and the quote he said was, "What is decided today may not be the case tomorrow. Things change fluently. He may be able to move some players, maybe out on loan to certain clubs. He may be able to make agreements where people decide to cut their losses and move on to other clubs on a permanent basis. Other players may take a wage cut." And we have had in the past already this season, we've had the odd player that has decided that had offered to play for no money, and that's the spirit, that we've got commitment from the players here.
Like you say, it's short news since the club has been private. So has there been any people interested? Or?
From what I understand, I mean, I'm not directly involved in that kind of thing. I leave that to Bill Williams, General Manager, and Paul Brown, the Chairman, obviously. But from what I understand, I mean, in my role as Secretary, I act as a conduit for information from outside the club, so I am a point of contact. So I have forwarded various initial contacts to the Board of Directors. Whether they've been furthered, that only they could be able to tell you that.
Okay, we've had interest from David Folb at Lashings. How would you welcome that if he came in?
Well, David Folb has a track record of performing and actually delivering what he says. I mean, using the Lashings model as a model for promotion, for sponsorship, for raising money, and for awareness, second to none. I mean, Lashings itself is a professional cricket club in all but status, because it's obviously not within the national competitions. But so David Folb has the wherewithal, the contacts, and whatever to do that. A few years ago, David did approach the football club, and there was a lot of rumour and conjecture, and I must stress it's rumour and conjecture, that it might be something of a footballing circus a la sort of cricket all-stars playing for Maidstone United. That obviously couldn't happen at the standard of football we play now, but I think people are there, they realise it's desperate times for Maidstone United, so maybe it's welcome all inquiries.
Obviously the news about the club being put up for sale went online this week. What were your feelings when you first heard?
I wasn't 100% surprised, but I don't think it would do the club any harm. Obviously anybody who's going to buy the club isn't going to close it, so hopefully we can just carry on as normal.
A lot of people have been talking about perhaps doing a My Football Club thing that Ebbsfleet you've done. Would you welcome that, or is that...
Yeah, I think I would, but I think unfortunately the fan base may be a little bit small to do it. Ebbsfleet have obviously got a very big fan base, and they're in a better position, but who knows, it may catch on, and people in Maidstone who don't come may be very interested.
Obviously the club went up for sale this week. What were your first feelings?
Well, I'm a little bit out of touch. Not a lot of people have moved away from the town, but still keep in touch from outside and come to football matches. Obviously it's a bit of a shock, but I think a lot of the fans are they network quite well. You talk to each other at matches, and we've got a pretty good idea that the financial situation isn't brilliant. There's a lot of overheads. I just hope that Paul Brown and the rest of the people just keep involved with the club, and obviously hope that someone comes in, you know. But we'll see. You know, there's a lot of potential support here. You know, a lot of people come a long way to watch this club, and a lot more people, I'm sure, would come if we could just get the ground built in Maidstone. You know.
Obviously, that is the key point, isn't it? Getting that ground back in Maidstone.
It's just that no one's got enough money at the moment to move us forward. You know.
I mean, what would you welcome? Some benefactor to come in, or perhaps?
I mean, everyone hopes. People are naturally conservative minded. They don't like change, but they know that something's got to have to happen to move forward. And so people are a little bit nervous about, you know, anyone new coming in. And I know people talked about David Fogg. I don't know anything about him, but I think the attitude's changed a lot towards, you know, the fear factor's dropped off a lot. As far as someone like David coming in, I just hope that now that he does, really.